Hey, welcome to This Tailor-Made Life with Melissa. I'm Melissa Taylor. Welcome. Thank you so much for your support. The last several videos, especially the one where I shared my story and why I started this channel, I really appreciate your love and kindness and just that you spent time with me, just listening. So just wanted to talk real quick. I've had a couple people message me and say, okay, so, I've got this diagnosis. Now what do I do? And there's typically three different ways that people seem to respond. First is they're just debilitated. They're fearful, they're scared, and they do nothing. They pretend like it didn't happen. The second one is they are fearful and they do whatever they're told. And then the third is they're fearful and they go searching for all options. And that was me. I just started searching for all of my options. And, it's scary and it can be debilitating. There are days when I just don't want to think about it anymore. But then I've also had people who have messaged me and said, okay, now where do I start? Like what? Okay, so I've got this diagnosis. I am going to go. I've chosen to just do what my doctors have told me to do. I respect that decision. You respect my decision. I respect yours. And what should I do? And I said, well, I have stop using chemicals. Just if you can, just stop using toxic chemicals in your home. Stop burning candles. They have known carcinogens. Stop putting things on your skin. Your skin is your largest organ that detoxifies your body. Stop putting crazy amount of chemicals on your body through lotions. Soaps, all of the things that you put on your body, fragrances, they all add to your body's toxic load, and it makes it so that your body cannot get rid of the bad stuff. And you say, oh, well, I've been using those for years and years and years. Okay, yeah. You've been lucky for years and years and years that your body hasn't responded, but now your body's responding. Stop using pesticides and herbicides. Buy organic only. Glyphosate was actually one of the things that was listed on my list of toxins. So glyphosate is also known as Roundup. And so the first thing I did was I switched to getting organic, period. Because glyphosate blocks your body's ability to be able to absorb vitamins. I can't remember specifically what. And it's also linked to cancer. So a lot of people think the non-GMOs are good. It just means that they're not genetically modified. It doesn't mean that, it means that the seeds aren't genetically modified. That doesn't mean that they're not spraying herbicides and pesticides. So certified organic means that they have not sprayed anything, pesticides, herbicides, and it's not genetically modified. So I typically recommend that people do as much organic as possible. There's also a really good list on EWG, which is Environmental Working Group. They have the Dirty Dozen and the Safe 15 or something like that. So if I'm not going to buy organic, I will look at that safe list and make sure that they're on that list. I already said about the chemicals. Stop using fluoride. Stop drinking fluoride in your water. Stop doing fluoride treatments. Fluoride blocks your cell's ability to absorb iodine, and iodine is key in fighting cancer and staying cancer-free. Filter your water. Filter out the fluoride, the chlorine, and then, stop doing your fluoride treatments. That's just what I've done. I can't recommend that you do that. I'm just saying this is what I've done. I did get a Berkey water filter system. A reverse osmosis for my house was just going to be too expensive. So I did get a Berkey, and I'm happy with that. There are, goods and bads for every decision, but I did get the fluoride and chlorine filters, additional filters for that, and those seem to be working well. Stop using aluminum deodorant, ladies and men. I don't have the details, but I in all of the reading that I've done in the past 10, 20 years, one of the things that I did that stood out in my mind was that there was a study that was done on cancer cells that were, or lymph nodes that were removed from women with breast cancer, men and women with breast cancer, and they all had aluminum in them. And so stop using aluminum deodorants. Just going to say that. There's great options. You can even make your own with essential oils. I did say stop burning candles. There are known carcinogens. They call it the secondhand smoke of our generation. Essential oils are great. Essential oils come directly from the plants if they are made properly. And they can also help with your healing as well, especially if you have any emotional issues that are tied to your healing, which most of us do. And beef, just make sure that they are not pumping them with antibiotics. If you can get antibiotic free with beef, grass-fed, grass-finished is best. And as I said, antibiotic-free meats are the best. I have made an effort to get to know the farmers in my area so that I can buy local as well. I do want to support those local farmers. So eliminate sugar. We know that cancer feeds off of, it feeds off sugar. So, if you're not giving it sugar, it's not eating. So, I mean, it will be able to find sugar in your body, but really, if you have cancer, a diagnosis, you should not be eating sugar. There are good alternatives. There's stevia, there's monk fruit, other options besides refined sugars. One of the things that I was told when I got my diagnosis was part of my treatment through Clinic Solutions is 20 minutes in the sun every day to increase my vitamin D. And it's just so nice being outside for a little bit. So also, in addition to what you eat, it was recommended that I look into the Budwick diet for cancer treatment. And I did do that initially. I do that probably, so what I do is the Budwick smoothies I did it every single day for the first year. Now I do one about 2 or 3 times a week. It's flaxseed, chia seeds, so 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, sprouted flaxseed, 2 tablespoons of sprouted chia seeds, about a cup of fruit, whether that's strawberries or blueberries, and then I add kefir, which is a fermented milk, and also Greek yogurt, no sugar, organic, and then a teaspoon of turmeric, ground turmeric, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And then I do add some stevia sweetener just to sweeten it a bit, and then I blend all that in my blender, and I have my smoothie. So actually I just finished it. And I think that's everything that I put in it. Yeah, I think that, flax oil, a tablespoon of flax oil as well. And then what else did I want to mention? I think, one of the things that was recommended to me was, testing my water. to find out, because there were a lot of chemicals that showed up on my results that I got. But also there were bacteria. I mean, I had bacterial pathogens, fungal pathogens, parasites. I had vaccine toxicity, allergens, allergy sensitivities, food sensitivities. The areas of concern, the main areas of concern for me were radiation, toxic DNA, elevated stress hormone. Stress does affect your DNA, and I had DNA mutations. I had a lot of vitamin and mineral deficiencies, which were because of my pepsin, my low pepsin secretion. My rule of thumb is, if I don't know the ingredients, it's not going in my body or on my body. We have this way of thinking, and I don't know if it's this generation or if it's just the United States, where we don't think that the things that we ingest, the water, the food, the drugs, the alcohol, everything that we put in our body and on our body affects our body. It's like the pharmaceutical company that dumps its water residue into rivers, and then people start getting sick around them. It's like, there's cause and effect, and when you start polluting your body, there's going to be an effect on that. Somebody once gave me this picture, and it has just continued to stay with me for a very long time. And they said, we all have a bucket, and it's our body, and we can continue to put junk in our body. But there will come a point when that bucket, our body, is done. It's full. And what happens is when that bucket is full, when our body is done just surviving, it will overflow. And that overflow is basically illness. So when you put so many, your body can only handle so much. And there's just so many toxins. I just look at like what are on the shelves, the processed food and the drinks that people are putting in their body. Our body doesn't know what to do with that. And, our what we're eating and what we're, it's killing us. It's what's killing us. A lot of the things that are on our shelves, they are illegal in other countries. And so I guess, part of me says, why is it okay for those things to be on the shelves in our country when they're not okay in other countries? So going back, if I don't know the ingredient, it's not going in my body. Plain and simple. It's not going in my body. It's not going on my body. If my body cannot break it down, if it's not something that is, if it is a chemical, then it is not going in my body or on my body. So that's my rule of thumb. So where do you start? Just start one thing at a time. Remove the sugar. Start eating organic. Get rid of artificial sweeteners. Get rid of processed foods. Just do one thing at a time. It will make a difference. It will make a huge difference. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I am going to talk about specific things that you can do. So one of the things that I mentioned was an Epsom salt bath. So I'm going to talk about the different types of, like, what's the difference between a cleanse and a detox, and how do the different types of detox baths affect you? Like, what's the benefit of each one? We need to learn how the body functions and how it's supposed to function. And so that's what I'm going to help you do, is learn that. And so we're going to talk about, there's four different main things that I feel like I'm supposed to talk about. The function of our body, how it functions, alternative cancer treatments, and therapies that I've researched and used, and what the results were, which led me to gardening, canning, preserving, all of that. And so that's the third thing, the third portion. And then the fourth and most important is my faith, and how I believe that God has led me to this information in the way He has. So anyway, so those are all the things, because I that fourth part, how do you hold on to your faith when things get hard? How do you hold on to your faith when you don't feel good? How do you believe that God is good if you feel bad? If you feel like, how do you continue to hope and trust in God when you're going through a trial? And so that's something I want to share as well. So, okay. Well, I want to keep these videos short, and thank you so much for spending time with me today. And I hope that you got something out of this. And just remember, start small. Don't let it overwhelm you. Start today. If you don't have a diagnosis, start today. It's not too late for you to, to start getting healthy and healing your body before you have a diagnosis. Okay, friends, have a great day, and thanks again for joining me. If you got something out of this video, please just subscribe and hit that bell so that you get notified when I upload more videos. And have a great day, and I'll see you next time I upload a video.